Good morning, my dear students. My name is Twayna. I am currently available at the Hamlet Tuition Center, Brahmatol, Kathmandu, and the Kumudini Secondary School, Kalimati, Kathmandu. My dear students of grade 10, this is your science class, and in your science class we have been discussing about nervous system and glandular system. This is your second lesson from your biology, and in our previous class we discussed about autonomic nervous system, yes, and study of this diagram was remaining. Let's see what else is in this diagram. You see, the diagram is divided into two parts. The left part depicts the action of sympathetic nervous system, whereas the right part depicts the action of parasympathetic nervous system. Okay, sympathetic nervous system, parasympathetic nervous system. But it does not mean that we have two brains. Don't think like that. Okay, we have single brain and we have single spinal cord, but the diagram is divided in two parts, and you can see their actions, sympathetic and parasympathetic, their actions. First of all, effect on eyes. Sympathetic nervous system dilates the pupil, that enables us to see in dark or dim light as well. Okay, whereas parasympathetic nervous system, it constricts the pupil, just opposite. Yes, and sympathetic, it inhibits salivation. Inhibits means production of salivation, production of saliva is reduced. Okay, when you are afraid, when you are excited, and when you are you need to fight or flight, or when you are in emergency condition, in such case you do not have time for eating and digesting. Saliva is needed for digestion, and since digestion is not mandated, saliva is not needed. And in such condition, if saliva is produced in such condition, it will just be waste of water. Okay, your body wants to preserve as much water as it can, because your cells are going to need more water in emergency situation to produce more energy. Your cells are going to need more water. That's why, to protect or to preserve water, sympathetic nervous system inhibits salivation. Okay, that's why after such impacts are over, after such emergency conditions are over, you feel the dryness of your mouth. You feel that your mouth is dry. Yes, and the next, see, parasympathetic does just the opposite. It stimulates tear production and salivation. That's why when a person is in dangerous situation, they don't cry, but after the dangerous situation is over, you can see they start to cry, or tears starts to come out. Their feelings, their sorrow starts to appear. Okay, so on parasympathetic nervous system, it stimulates tear production and salivation when the normal situation returns. And next, see, a sympathetic nervous system, it relaxes airways. When airways are relaxed, then there will be ease of breathing and ease of oxygen exchange. Okay, that is also necessary for increased energy production. Whereas parasympathetic nervous system, it constricts the airways. And you can see which part of nervous system, which part of brain or spinal cord are related to specific action. They are also shown in this diagram, and you can see that most of the sympathetic actions are controlled by lower parts of spinal cord, especially thoracic and lumbar parts of spinal cord, whereas most of the parasympathetic nervous system, parasympathetic actions are controlled by the brainstem, midbrain. Okay, brainstem, midbrain, and sacral spinal cord. Okay, or you can say sacral spinal nerve. Okay, other actions include, see, constricts blood vessel. Yes, it constricts blood vessel to increase blood pressure. Okay, so that blood can flow faster and there would be faster exchange of materials between blood and organs. And sympathetic nervous system, it accelerates heartbeat, whereas parasympathetic nervous system, it slows heartbeat. Sympathetic nervous system stimulates sweat production. When you are very much afraid, sweat is produced on your face. Yes, sweat is manifested on your face. And then the sympathetic nervous system, it stimulates glucose production. Yes, because you are going to need a lot of glucose to produce energy, and that glucose, extra glucose, is formed by liver. Okay, extra glucose is formed by liver. Yes, liver has glycogen stored in it, and in such condition that glycogen is converted to glucose. And moreover, good news for those who want to lose their weight: if you get in emergency situation and fearful situation, then the fat in your body which makes you fat, that's why it is called fat, the fat in your body will burn faster. Okay, the sympathetic nervous system, it burns the fat of your body faster. Yes, and that produces a lot of sweat, and that also makes you a lot more active, energetic. Okay, and that makes you slim as well. Does it sound good? Yes, definitely. Okay, anyway, don't try this at home. Okay, next one, bile release. See, sympathetic nervous system inhibits the secretion of enzymes from bile, and then stomach and intestines as well. And overall, all the digestive systems are inhibited by sympathetic nervous system, whereas they are stimulated by parasympathetic nervous system. So your body cannot handle everything at once. Okay, your body cannot handle digestion and energy production at once. So when you need extra energy production, then digestion is shut off. Okay, and when you don't need that extra amount of energy, then the energy production is lowered and digestion is resumed. It is just like you cannot read math and science at once. Just like that. When you need to study about math, you have to put science book away. When you need to study about science, you have to put maths book away. You cannot do that at once. So your body also cannot do both at once. What are they? Energy production and digestion. Your body cannot do both at once. So sympathetic nervous system inhibits digestion and accelerates energy production. Parasympathetic nervous system accelerates digestion. Okay, and then you can see this is what? Urinary bladder. Yes, sympathetic nervous system inhibits voiding. When sympathetic nervous system is active, you do not feel like you want to pee, you want to urinate. You do not feel like that. Okay, but when the situation is over, when the dangerous situation is over and parasympathetic nervous system takes control, as soon as parasympathetic nervous system takes control, you feel urging to void. You feel urging to void. Yes, then you feel like you want to pee very hard. Okay, not just that, if you are too much afraid, sympathetic nervous system inhibits voiding definitely, but it also inhibits, if you are too much afraid, it also inhibits the control of sphincter muscles in your urinary bladder. If you are too much afraid, in such case, what happens? You, without your knowledge, these sphincters just open up. Without your knowledge, these sphincters open up, and the urine which is collected inside the bladder, they will simply leak out. Yes. Okay, that happens if you are too much afraid, not otherwise. Okay, and next one, see, it stimulates sexual desire. Sympathetic nervous system stimulates sexual desire, whereas parasympathetic nervous system does not stimulate sexual desire. Yes, however, erection Parasympathetic nervous system is needed for erection, yes, and sympathetic nervous system is needed for ejaculation. And during having sexual intercourse, when until you get orgasm, it stimulates orgasm. See, orgasm means highest pleasure. Until you get highest pleasure, erection should not be off. Otherwise, both partner cannot get satisfaction. Neither of the partner cannot get satisfaction. That is why it must be kept erected, and that is done by parasympathetic nervous system. And when satisfaction reaches, then sympathetic nervous system takes control and it causes ejaculation. Yes, and the same system also causes orgasm. Orgasm means maximum satisfaction. Okay, that's all about the functions of sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system. Now we should take down only the important functions. We do not need to write all in detail, especially in SEE and board exams. You just need to few points, 2 or 3 points. Okay, that is why just take out which the points which are very much important. These are listed down here. You do not need to copy that diagram. Okay, that would be too much detailed for you. Okay, you need only this much. Functions of autonomic nervous system. Number is sympathetic nervous system. Here I have given you 4 points, but once again you need only up to 2 points. Yes. Okay, sympathetic nervous system, it prepares the body for immediate and stressful situations. It increases heartbeat, pulse rate, blood pressure and cell metabolism. Okay, let me make it a point for you. Okay, it increases heartbeat, pulse rate, blood pressure and cell metabolism. It increases energy production in cells and produces superhuman type strength. Since most of the resources in your body, including the food and system, are invested for production of energy, your body will produce 3 times more energy than usual situation, than normal. That means you will become 3 times more strong, 3 times stronger than usual. That is superhuman type strength. Okay, that's why I told you sympathetic nervous system helps you to lose weight. It makes you slim. Okay, anyway, superhuman type strength. It decreases digestion, kidney function, loss of control of urinary bladder, saliva secretion and hunger. So it helps to focus on the immediate situation. You do not have to keep your brain or keep your energy wasted for all these functions. Okay, and you need to focus on what is needed right at the moment. And what is needed right at the moment? Energy production, increased production of energy. So sympathetic nervous system definitely helps you to survive the emergency situation, dangerous situation. But if you continuously stay in sympathetic nervous system for a long time, then see, your kidney might shut down permanently. If you remain in sympathetic nervous system, if you remain under the influence of sympathetic nervous system for a very long time, then your kidney might permanently shut down and you might lose your life due to kidney failure. Okay, that's why whenever you perform exercise, you are advised to rest in between. You should take rest every 5 or 10 minutes while doing exercise. Doing exercise also stimulates sympathetic nervous system. Okay, if you continuously do exercise or if you continuously play the games for a long time, that might have very bad effect on your kidney. Even in football, it runs for 40 minutes a session, isn't it? But players don't run for a whole time. Players don't run for all the 40 minutes. Yes, time to time they take break within the ground itself while waiting ball or while waiting for turn. Yes, you see that. Okay, so another thing I want to tell you is how much angry do you get? this is not in your lesson, but still I want to ask you, how much do you get angry? If you do not get angry so much, then it's okay. But if you get angry very fast over small matter and frequently, then you should know that anger is also controlled by sympathetic nervous system. Okay, so when you get angry, your sympathetic nervous system is activated and your kidney function is disabled. So if you get angry too much, then that will definitely have bad effect on your kidneys and your digestion. Okay, that is why there is a saying that anger eats oneself away. There is this saying, anger eats oneself away. That means रिसले कसलाई खान्छ, आफैलाई खान्छ. You might have heard this, yes? Your parents or your elders tell you frequently, isn't it? Your parents, elders, your teachers, they tell you more frequently. Whenever you get angry, they tell you that don't get angry. त कति रिसाउँछस्, huh? तँलाई रिसले आफैलाई खान्छ भनेर थाहा छैन? But as a teenager, you don't see that. How does your anger will harm you? You don't see that. Okay, but this is one of the way that your anger eats you away. Don't get angry. That is my suggestion. Don't get angry. Okay, when teachers also get angry, you tell them the same. Sir, please don't get angry. Anger eats yourself away. It is not so good for your kidney. Okay, anyway, so you understand sympathetic nervous system. Okay, next one is asympathetic nervous system. It relaxes the body and prepares it for growth and reproduction. It decreases heartbeat, pulse rate and blood pressure. It channels cell metabolism towards cell growth. It also increases digestion, kidney function, saliva secretion and hunger. Well, any confusion is there or not? Well, this much is about autonomic nervous system. And next one, okay, there is one more topic. Okay, this one is also only for your interest because it is not needed for your board exam, although it could be asked in your internal exam and sent up test. Okay, role of autonomic nervous system in homeostasis. Homeostasis means maintenance of your bodily functions at the same state. Yes, let's say the heartbeat. What is the rate of heartbeat in normal person? Yes, it is 72 times per minute. 72 times per minute. That doesn't mean that 71 is abnormal value. No, that doesn't mean. It is just average value. So in average, 70 to 80 times per minute is considered as the normal heartbeat rate. Okay, but certain conditions arise. Some conditions arise, such as emergency conditions, in which condition you need a lot of energy. Okay, and to produce a lot of energy, your heartbeat must be increased. Yes, who does that? Sympathetic nervous system does that. If your sympathetic nervous system does not work, then out of exhaustion you might die off during emergency situation. Out of exhaustion or out of quick response, you might die off. Yes, like a tiger is chasing everyone, you cannot run very fast, then you will be the last, isn't it? Okay, anyway, you need a sympathetic nervous system in such conditions to increase your heartbeat rate. But when such dangerous situation is over, then if your heartbeat rate remains at high level, then you might die due to exhaustion, due to loss of energy. Okay, you might die off, you will not survive. So if you want to survive, your heartbeat must be lowered. And who does that? Parasympathetic nervous system. See, both sympathetic nervous system and parasympathetic nervous system are needed to maintain the normal functioning of your body. Okay, if any one of them are disabled, then you will not be able to survive. Okay, let's read this and take the note. Homeostasis is the maintenance of bodily functions in same level over long duration of time. It is achieved by coordination of sympathetic nervous system and parasympathetic nervous system. They act as opposite of each other. That means one system constantly increases the function, and when it crosses the maximum level, then another system lowers it down. Sympathetic nervous system, in our example of heartbeat, sympathetic nervous system keeps on increasing your heartbeat, and when certain level reaches, then this parasympathetic nervous system starts to lower your heartbeat. Okay, for example, heartbeat is under continuous influence of autonomic nervous system. At an instant, sympathetic nervous system keeps on increasing heartbeat rate in response to certain situation. When it reaches a threshold means maximum level, parasympathetic nervous system acts to decrease the heartbeat rate. Okay, any confusion up here? Okay, then I'd like to conclude our today's session this much. Okay, in our next session we will discuss further about nerves, okay, and their types and reflex action. Okay, this much for today. Thank you, class. We'll see in our next class. Until then, bye bye.